My husband and I founded Scale back in 2006. We had traveled, well, my husband is from Zimbabwe, so we've been traveling to the area quite a lot over the years, and went to Zambia on safari. In the time that we spent in Africa, we didn't ever really feel like we spent time with people that actually live there, with these sort of packaged experiences. And so we made a concerted effort to visit some schools and communities. And one of the schools that we visited was Chiutika, which was just in the worst condition you can imagine. And these kids were still learning and enthusiastic, and we were just so touched by their efforts in the conditions that they were working in. And between my skills as an architect and my husband's background, we felt like we were actually in a position to try to help them. The primary goal is really to create schools. The secondary goal is to do it in a way that's sustainable. And by that we mean using sustainable materials, using natural resources that are available, using the natural environment to the advantage of the building. And it's also something that when we talk about sustainability, it's not just about green, it's really about something that lasts, because these communities are in such straits that sometimes these flimsy buildings go up and all these resources go towards it, and then they disappear. So we're really talking about longevity as well. In our travels to Zambia, when we were visiting this one particular school, Chiutika, we got a tour by the headmaster, and he took us around the grounds. Well, the grounds. There basically was one classroom building and 1,000 students. So most of the classes were being taught outside in the heat and the rain. Actually, not in the rain, then school's over. And as we spent time with them, and kids are following us around, and we felt such a connection to them, and such a real desire to help in any way that we could. And as we're sort of finishing up our discussion, he turned to my husband and I and said, what we really need is a library. And I was thinking, I mean, my head was swimming. I was thinking, you need a lot of stuff, but library is not maybe the first priority. And he finished by saying, what we really need is a dictionary. And it struck me as such a humble request, and one that I could easily fulfill, that when we went back to the States, we started sending them books. A dictionary, a thesaurus, some books about Zambia, and writing letters, basically. So we really formed a connection with them over the course of this 1 year. And one of the letters that we received told us that the roof had blown off the only classroom building. And it wasn't so much a request for help, it was just part of the news. And we sat down and we seriously thought about what we could do and whether we could help them, and decided that it was something that we really wanted to do, because now we'd formed a real friendship with them. But one of the things that happens when you're working in schools in these kinds of communities is that other issues like public health issues, hygiene, AIDS, malarial prevention, all those things come into play. So as we're working with the school, it's not just about their academic exercise, but really hoping to create a context where they're educated about just how to survive in their environment. It's not just about education, not just about schools. It's actually, and it's not just about a lot of things, but I think bringing up young women to help eradicate poverty, because it is women in poverty in these communities, is absolutely a goal. Organizations have spent their whole existence trying to figure this one out, but it's absolutely part of our future mission is to figure out a way to get these girls educated past primary school.